Hey guys, Quad Cities Tesla guy here, and this video is probably long overdue. But this is my 2025 Model 3 Highland. So I've had it for a year and a half, but I thought I would give you my breakdown of the things that I absolutely love about this vehicle and the things that I don't like about this vehicle, or maybe just a little bit don't like. This is not going to be a video about full self-driving. It's really going to be about owning a Tesla and the things that I think you'll find are nice about it and the things that maybe you wish that they'll change in newer models. Let's just start first with the styling of this vehicle. Now, if you remember what the older Model 3s looked like, the face of the vehicle was kind of flat. It was not very well defined, and it really just wasn't that attractive. I mean, it was still a nice vehicle, but I feel like the styling of this vehicle, the lighting here, super aggressive looking. I think it gives it a cool, almost looks like eyes in the front. I think the front of the vehicle looks pretty amazing. You can see here, this is just a Model 3 long range. And now I have replaced my wheel covers here with some EV-based Uber turbine wheel covers. And then on the back here, you can see I've added this carbon fiber spoiler with a red line on it. So it's got this little red line that goes around. I've also added this little SpaceX badge here. I've also added these little flags, which you can get from Amazon. And you can find the link in the description below for that. Just go to my website, qcteslaguy.com. Now, as much as I like the way this vehicle looks, I do think that the light bar that they put on the Juniper Model Y, that is pretty cool looking too. And I think hopefully that will come to future Model 3s. The second thing that I really like about this Model 3, and basically Tesla in general, is the ability to use Autoshift. So what Autoshift means is that when you basically put your car, you put your foot on the brake, it will automatically shift into forward or reverse depending on the situation. So for instance, if I'm in my garage, it'll automatically go into reverse. Now my garage is kind of tight, so I don't just push the start self-driving from my garage because it's like got that much clearance on the side by the passenger side of the car where I actually charge from. So, but the other thing that Autoshift does is it allows you to basically back up in reverse. And then when you need to go forward, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and turn the wheel, and that will put it into drive. It's also awesome for like 3-point turns. It goes to reverse, and then drive to take off again. So it's pretty cool. That's an awesome feature. Now, one other thing I totally love about this car is the ventilated seats. I love the ventilated seats in this car. The fact that you can cool your seats and heat your seats is pretty nice, especially during the hot summers. Now, in the back seats, it's only heated, but hardly anybody gets in the back. But I think that'd be a nice feature if you had a family. But for me, it's usually only me in the car, so heated seats are all we really need. Maybe not even that. But if there are no heated seats or no cooled seats, then maybe the perforated seats wouldn't be required. It just allows for dust and things to get in them. A fourth item that I really love about this car is this. The interior is super quiet when you're on the road. Now, I've never owned the older Model 3s or an older Model Y, but I've heard that this car is significantly quieter than what those cars are. So for me, the double pane glass is an amazing feature that reduces the sound. Now, I've seen where some people will buy like rubber gaskets to go around their opening, and that will even make it more quiet. I haven't personally done that. I haven't felt the need to do that yet. One more thing is I think is an amazing feature, especially for families who have little kids, is having a rear screen that's fully integrated into the system. It allows them to play videos, play games, to listen to music. They can Bluetooth connect to the system. It's just an amazing feature for families, if you ask me. Now, I personally don't get many people that sit in the back seats, so it's really not necessary for me. So maybe it's one of those things that they could have added as an option where you could have chose to have the rear screen or to have no rear screen. But for me, It's rarely used, but it is a nice feature to have if you have a family. Now, when it comes to the seating in here, I feel like these chairs are super comfortable. I really love them. I think they they have this perfect bolstering on the sides here that kind of just holds you in, so that when you're driving around tight corners at higher speeds, you don't really feel like you're shifting in the vehicle that much. Now, for the rear seats, the one thing that I think would be awesome about the rear seats that we don't have in this Model 3 is having the automatic fold option. So that if you're in the trunk, like a Model Y, you can just push the buttons and it will automatically fold and move the front seats forward for you. And then once it's folded down, the front seats will go back to the same position that they were in. Now that would be a cool feature to have in the Model 3 as well, but maybe it's not as necessary because when people are using a Model 3, they're not using it typically for camping, and people do that with the Model 3 as well. But for a Model Y, it makes more sense, but it would just be a nice feature to have in a Model 3. So one more thing that I really love about the Model 3 and the Model Y, basically Teslas in general, is this amazing glass roof up here. It is so cool to have a glass roof. Like, I know I've got my mounts up here and stuff, but I take them down occasionally. But having a glass roof is just amazing. Now during the summer, I'd probably get something to cover these up if I were you, just to block a little bit of the heat coming in during the summer. But in general, I love them. Now we've talked about a number of things that I really love about this Tesla, but let's talk about some things that maybe aren't so great, or things that maybe I would change if it were me. Let's start with the first thing. Now, in a Tesla, in this Model 3, we have no turn stalks. You have to use these turn signals here. And when you're going in places like roundabouts, when your steering wheel is like all the way over here, those turn signals are completely upside down. So that is confusing if you ask me, and I really don't like this. But to tell you the truth, I use full self-driving so much, I don't really notice it very often. But if I were driving this car manually, I think that would drive me insane. So one of the other things that I really think they could improve on here would be USB ports. So yes, there are two in the rear, but there is only one up front, and it's underneath the armrest here in the lower compartment. So it's not really a great system, only one USB-C port for the entire front row. So what I think would have been better would have been, instead of putting that 12-volt outlet down in the front console compartment, they could have put in maybe one or two more USB-C ports in here. That would have been nice. And if it were me, I would have put the 12-volt outlet in the back of the car in the trunk. Like, for instance, when I did the overnight sleep out in my car, in my Model 3, where I slept in here for a night, it was not easy to blow up the mattress because the mattress I had, the pump was in the rear and there was no 12-volt outlet back there to plug into. So it made it really difficult to get the mattress blown up. So I had to basically back my car up to my wife's vehicle and use her 12-volt outlet in the back of her Chevy Traverse in order to fill up the mattress so I could spend the night in this vehicle. Crazy idea, and I did it. But anyway, it was for the video. I wanted to show you guys what it's like to be in a Model 3. Now, one other thing that maybe you can see right here is that there's this stitching on the back of the wheel here. Now, if it were me and I were driving this vehicle all the time, constantly rubbing my finger against this stitching, I think it would either wear it out or it would just drive me insane because it's just a really bumpy, grindy feeling. But the good news is, once again, I don't really drive this vehicle very often. I'm at like 94% full self-driving. So for me, this is really not a big issue, but I could see where that could bother some people. Now, the next thing that I like about this car, but the one thing that's a downside to it, is the ambient lighting here. Now, the ambient lighting is nice and it really doesn't bother me at night, even if it's completely on and fully on bright. It really doesn't bother me that much. But what does bother me is that, as you can see here, there's this little like gray, kind of like whitish looking thing that's happening on all four doors, and it's happening on the front as well. Yeah, I think if I could not have to deal with this and not having to drive 2 hours away to get it fixed, that would be nice as well. But this is one of the issues with the ambient lighting that you'll find. One of the things that you're probably familiar with if you own a Tesla already and it's a newer model is that the glove box is super small. Now, in the older models, my understanding is the glove box was much bigger, more room, but to be honest with you, I can't even hardly get my hand in there just to pull the USB drive out of there to put like sounds and light shows and things like that on the drive. It's super tight to get your hands in there. I'll just show you what that looks like. This is the glove box. It's barely got enough room, maybe a few hands width of height in here. But now the last thing on my list is really, it's something that I probably wouldn't use very often, but I think a lot of other people would. Now, there's no like automatic closure on the Frunk. Now the trunk, it has automatic open and automatic close, and you can adjust the height of it. But the Frunk has nothing. It doesn't even have very good lighting in there. So one of the things I would recommend is in future vehicles as an option, maybe in a premium package or something like that, you could have the ability to have an auto close feature or a soft close feature on the Frunk. So let me just show you what that looks like. It opens up just a little bit like this, but it's not very intuitive like how you close it. I mean, other than you just push it down. So it can go up. It's got, you know, the hydraulics that lift it up and put it into place. There's no adjustment for the height, but in order to close it, you basically have to pull it down, get it set into position, and then you basically just push on either side of the Tesla logo, and that will put it into place. Now, if I were going to use this Frunk a lot more, I would recommend having an auto closure or at least a soft close. So that's it. That's everything that I can think of that I absolutely love about the vehicle. Obviously, I love full self-driving. I highly recommend it. But if you have a Model 3 Highland or a Model Y Juniper, or even the older models, tell me about the things down in the comments about what you like, don't like. And if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. It's viewers like you that really keep my channel going and growing. So, and if you're looking to buy a Tesla like this beaut here, go ahead and go to qcteslaguy.com and click on the referral button at the top of the page, and that will get you 3 free months of full self-driving. Now, if you haven't seen my previous videos, there'll be 2 of them here, and you can pick whichever one you want. And until the next time, use technology to drive safe so that you can live life.